Here are my France player ratings for their performance against the All Blacks. A really good performance from France. Of course, they did end up losing, but a very close game, a very entertaining game. Some really good performances, but also a few poor performances as well. But before we do get into it, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I really do appreciate all the support. I mean, from the Six Nations till now, the France fans have been absolutely awesome on the channel, and I really do appreciate all the support that you guys do bring to the channel. We are trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. We are literally less than 100 away. Then we are going to try push for 10,000, and then who knows from there. But a year out from the World Cup, we're trying to get this channel to grow as quick as possible, and we just want all the fans, if you guys really do enjoy the content, stick around, put your comments down below, your thoughts from the videos. I will be commenting back always, all the time. I definitely will. I won't ever try and miss a comment. I definitely won't. So I appreciate all the support. Hit the subscribe button if you do enjoy the content, and stick around. So let's get right into it. So a good performance from France, not their strongest team, but still a very strong team with some very good players here. Starting off with number 1, Jefferson Poirot. I've gone for a 7 out of 10. He hasn't played for France in a long time, and he looks like he deserves to be there. He is one of those guys. He looks comfortable at the international stage. He looks like an international prop. He was decent at scrum time. He was good around the park. He really impressed me, and he always impresses me. I mean, he deserves to be there after the season he's had for Bordeaux, and he's one of those guys I fully expect to see a lot more of in the future. Moving on to number 2, Maxime Lamotte. I've gone for a 6 out of 10. Not his usual Bordeaux performance and his other performances we've seen, but I do expect him to still play a little bit more for France. He had a solid performance, so I've gone for a 6 out of 10. He was busy around the park. He still did his job very well, but just couldn't impact the game the same way he does for club. But he's not going to, because the All Blacks are a very strong team, and it's going to take a lot more than that to actually get a higher score for this game against the All Blacks. So Maxime Lamotte with a 6 out of 10. Decent performance, but not his best. Moving on to number 3, Demba Bamba. I've gone for a 4 out of 10, which might be even a better score than he deserves. One of my favorite players to watch, but he just can't get it right at scrum time. He's struggled at scrum time. Not even thrown in the deep end. He's a really humongous human being. He's a huge human being. You would think that he would be dominating people at scrum time, but something just doesn't work there for him at scrum time. He really struggles there. He's good around the park. Don't get me wrong. He's a good player around the park. Good ball carrier. Good on defense. But when it comes to set piece, that is his biggest downfall, his biggest worry. And at international rugby, set piece is literally everything. You have to have a good set piece, because everything in the game comes from set piece. You can't have the ball, you can't have clean ball if you don't have a good set piece, or even any set piece at all. So a 4 out of 10 for Demba Bamba. I don't know, let me know down below in the comments what you think. Do you agree with that? For me personally, a 4 out of 10. He just really disappointed me with his performance yesterday. I was expecting so much, and I was saying before the week, watch out for Demba Bamba. He's such a good player. He's been really good for us, so yeah, very disappointed with that. Hopefully he can pick it up. Hopefully he can get more opportunities. We know that the France coaches can be very, very hectic with how they just let players go if they don't perform at the top level. So hopefully they can have a little bit more patience with him to get him more caps, because I think there's a lot of potential with Demba Bamba. But moving on to the locks, Hugo Aradel and Tom Staniforth. I've gone for a 6 out of 10 for Hugo Aradel. I hope I said that right. I heard the commentator, a French commentator, saying it completely differently, but that's just how I'm reading it there. Hugo Aradel. I think he said Hugo Ardou or something like that, but a 6 out of 10 for him. A very hard worker around the field, a really good workhorse. I do expect once the whole France team is ready to be playing, like all the France players are there and they can be selected, I do expect a guy like him to be playing off the bench. He's played a lot throughout the Six Nations as well. He's always impressed me. He's a very hard working player. He kind of reminds me of Oscar Giroud as well. Maybe not as good right now, but he's got a lot of good years ahead of him as well. Moving on to number 5, the most Australian looking player in the world. Probably looks more Australian now that he's playing in the France jersey, and Aussie himself, Tom Staniforth. I've gone for a 6.5 out of 10. Didn't know anything about him really before the game. Very massive player, very physical player. I will say, I saw this somewhere else as well. When he does carry, sometimes it does seem like he maybe slows down the momentum of France because of his speed and his size as well. But sometimes the France team likes to use that to their advantage, having a physical player like that. He had a good work rate around the field. He's physically dominant. He imposed himself very physically in this test match against a very physical forward pack as well. So a 6.5 out of 10 for Tom Staniforth. I'm excited to see more from him. I just maybe would like to see him be a little bit quicker, a little bit more explosive, but still a 6.5 out of 10 is not bad, considering I thought this forward pack was going to get completely blown out the water by the All Blacks. Moving on to number 6, Pierre Boucheton. Not his best game at all. A 5 out of 10. I fully do expect to see more from him. You can see there's a lot of promise there, but right now, not his best performance against the All Blacks. A 5 out of 10. Didn't make it through the whole game either, but I would like to see a little bit more from him in the future. And of course, for these guys that are getting thrown in the deep end, for them to just get more consistent game time will really just help them build experience and get a lot better with the amount of game time they can get. Moving on to number 7, one of my favorite players in the France team, Oscar Giroud. I've gone for an 8 out of 10. This guy was everywhere. He's a hard worker. He's a workhorse. He's a key part of the engine room for France, and he just does that unseen hard work really well. He racks up the tackle count, he racks up the carries, and he was carrying very well yesterday. He looks like one of the better forwards on the field for France, if not the best forward in my opinion on the field for France. He definitely is now a part of the France main team, and I fully expect him to still be there once those other guys come back as well. Of course, there are a few very good forwards coming back from that Toulouse and Montpellier team as well. And then moving on to number 8, Marco Gazzotti. I've gone for a 7 out of 10. Looked a lot more ready for international rugby than a guy like Pierre Bacheton, but of course, it's going to take time with all of these guys. But Gazzotti, he's been there a few times before. He's a good player. I really do rate him as a player, and he's got that work rate. He's just something about him. He looks ready for international rugby. He looks like an international rugby player as well. So a 7 out of 10 for him. Overall, the forward pack there, you can probably see it's probably an average of about 6 out of 10. So the standout forwards there for me, Jefferson Poirot and Oscar Giroud, who both looked a little bit a step above the rest. Moving on to the backline at number 9, Maxime Lucu. I've gone for an 8 out of 10. A lot of people will say, oh, but he got outplayed by Cam Roygard. He got outplayed by Cam Roygard because Cam Roygard was absolutely excellent. Maxime Lucu is absolutely excellent as well. He is such a good scrum half. His kicking game is exceptional. The way he gets the ball out, crisp, quick service. He is one of the best scrum halves in the world, and he showed that once again. He is one of those guys that really kept France in the fight with the way he just thinks outside the box. He does things really well, really clean, really crisp service as well, and he just makes life for a guy like Mathieu Jalibert a lot easier as well. So an 8 out of 10 for him. Talking about Mathieu Jalibert at number 10, I've gone for an 8.5 out of 10. A lot of things went his way. A lot of things definitely did not go his way, but you can't take away from the fact that this guy is one of the best, most dangerous players in the world. Of course, he tries things out. He tries his little chip kicks against the grain, the grubbers, attacking the line, trying to run through forwards, and it works sometimes it doesn't, but one day everything is going to click on the field, and then he will have a 10 out of 10 performance, and that could be one of the best performances you'll ever see in your life for rugby. So an 8.5 out of 10 for Mathieu Jalibert, one of those guys that just kept France in the game with his individual brilliance, and he looked awesome while doing it. Moving on to number 11, Theo Atisogbe. I've gone for a 7 out of 10. Definitely looked a lot more comfortable on the right wing when he eventually went there. I think Damien Penaud went off for an injury at halftime. I'm not too sure, but a 7 out of 10 there. Definitely should have put that ball down a lot earlier, maybe dove over the line, because that was close with his toes. When he did that, I was like, what are you doing? Why did you just go out? Thankfully, he didn't go out. Thankfully, he did score the try. Very impressive player, really seems to be a lot more comfortable at that international level already, and I mean, he's still a really young guy as well, so a lot more years to come from him, a lot more exciting rugby from him as well, but he does look very comfortable there. Moving on to the centres, Yoram Mofana and Fabien Bralbery. I was a bit intrigued to see how this was going to work, because I thought maybe Yoram Mofana would play better with Deporté, or maybe Fabien Bralbery would play better with Emilien Gaiton, but these guys look really good together as a centre combination. I gave Yoram Mofana a 7 out of 10. I thought he was a live wire. I thought he was good. I thought he was physical. Had a solid game in my opinion. It was tough against the likes of a Geordie Barrett and a Quinn Tupaia, who are both in extremely good form. But then Fabien Bralbery, I gave him a 9 out of 10. I thought he was the best centre on the field. He was a live wire. He was explosive. He scored some brilliant tries. Obviously, maybe it would have been a 9.5 out of 10 if he got that ball down from the Mathieu Jalibert cross kick, but that's just one of those things in that moment. It's so difficult when you're juggling a ball like that. It takes an extra little bit of skill and luck sometimes, but still, a 9 out of 10 for Fabien Bralbery. Really come onto the scene and impressed me a lot. I used to think of him maybe as like a 4th or 5th choice centre. You can't really take him out after a performance like this, and I really did enjoy that centre combination. So they worked well in the backline, they worked well together, and I thought a guy like Fabien Bralbery plays really well with the likes of a Lucu, a Jalibert, and Theo Atisogbe as well. So he looked really good alongside those guys, especially those guys like Mofana, Jalibert, and Lucu, who all play for Bordeaux as well. So he looked really good there. Moving on to number 14, Damien Penaud. So happy to see him back, and early on in the game, already showing why he deserves to be there. A 7 out of 10 for him because he didn't play past half time, but but a very good first half from him. He looked very, very good when he had the ball in hand, very dangerous. Would have liked to see more from him, but hopefully we can see him going forward. Hopefully we can see him stay in the squad as well. I would maybe like to see him get a crack at the number 13 jersey as well for a game down the line. That would be really fun to see, but very happy to see him back. He deserves to be in the squad. He is one of the best players in the world, so 7 out of 10 there. And of course, last but not least, Max Spring at number 15. I've gone for a 7 out of 10. Looked really comfortable at the back. Of course, other guys came on from the bench and looked good as well, but he looked really comfortable. He's just one of those guys. He just looks ready for international rugby, just like Marco Gazzotti as well. They just look the part. He was very comfortable in his role, played his fundamentals very well, did his basics well, thought he had a good kicking game as well. He's one of those solid guys at the back that you can't really replace that. I mean, he'll either have a good game or a very good game, and those are the guys you want in your team. So a 7 out of 10 for Max Spring. And then, of course, the replacements. I'm doing the bench and the replacements as one group, as one ranking. I'm going for a 7 out of 10. I thought they came on and made a really good impact. Those guys came on like a Guillard and all those guys, the front row as well. They came on, they made a good impact. Of course, maybe not the impact they would have liked because they didn't win the game. But that being said, this really wasn't France's 100% strongest team. So with what they had, and they still had some really good players, some phenomenal players, they did really well against the All Blacks team that I also thought played really well. I thought both teams played really well. It was a very good test match to watch, and I thought the same thing with the Ireland vs Wallabies game as well. A very good test match to watch. So a 7 out of 10 for the bench impact for France. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't get the win, but they will bounce back from this. They'll be disappointed with that, but they'll be very confident knowing they can challenge the best teams in the world, even without some of their better players as well, and that they've got the depth to do that. So if you do enjoy this type of content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and stick around. There's a lot more coming out. And if you do agree with some of the ratings, let me know down below in the comments. And also, if you do disagree, let me know as well, and why you disagree in the comments. I will be responding, so don't worry about that. Thank you so much for all the support, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.